Welcome to Tip Tuesday. This is Will 20Man, and today we're going to look a little bit at using the Calc tab and some best practices and considerations in that. So here I'm just going to open up the standard certificate from the good old days, and you notice in here we've got all kinds of fun things, and you can see here, for example, we've got different resolutions showing up on these different test points. And so what I just want to look at is how all that happens and some considerations. So if we go to the Calc tab, you notice here in the detail we have all of these calculations and all of this logic that everybody hates that figures out how many digits to display, and then the last thing it does is it displays those digits of resolution for these 5 fields. And one of the things that happens a lot is somebody will be working on things. They'll go, okay, this looks good, oh, except I don't want to use my as left. They'll delete the as left, which is dbtext32, hit preview, and it blows up. And the reason it blows up is because dbtext32 no longer exists. So I'm going to close out of that, not save it, and reopen it. So what a lot of people do to handle that situation is they'll put all of their logic in the individual objects. So for example, here you can see dbtext19, it's setting the color. dbtext20 sets the color. dbtext21, 32. So here, if I delete 32, you'll notice since that object is gone, the code for it is also gone. And for a lot of people, that makes them very happy, because now you've got the ability to delete things and all of the code related to it goes away as well. And what you'll end up with then is lots and lots of individual objects with their code and nothing up here. Personally, I don't like this. I prefer to put everything in the detail before print, or footer before print, or summary, so on and so forth. And the reason is twofold. Number one, let's say I've got a bug in my resolution. If this resolution calculation had to be in every single one of these DB text objects, then what would happen is I'd have to fix it in every single one of those places. Whereas if I put it all here, then everything's done. It just works. If I have to make a change to the logic, I fix it. It just works. So personally, I prefer to have it here. The second thing is, even though it's a little more troublesome to add or remove these objects, if I add new objects, so for example, let's say I want to come here and I decide I want my uncertainties added in. Then I can drag in my uncertainty and my uncertainty as left. And drag these in here. And I'm just going to leave these at different fonts so it's easy to tell what's going on. But if you look at this, this is dbtext 42 and 43. Having all of this code here, I can now easily say 42 and 43. And it just works. So by having all of the logic in one place, it's easier to update the logic if I add new objects. And if something weird is going on, it's easier to find it. One of the things I've run into is, as time goes on, some of you go, oh, I deleted dbtext32. Okay, so we'll just fix that and put in 32 and 42 and 43. And what people will do is when they're doing updates, they tend to put code wherever. If all of it's in the detail before print, then all the code lives in one place. But what can start happening is you can have weird side effects start to happen when you start having this code living someplace else. So personally, I prefer to put everything in the detail or summary or whatever band, usually in the before print. That way I've got complete control over what's happening, and lots of subtle side effects and whatnot don't end up popping up to surprise me.